Okay. All right. I don't know why I tried doing a Bill Burr impression right there. I've been listening to a lot of Bill Burr. Cool. What is this? Episode 41. We are in the 40s already. That's crazy. Unfortunately, we're not going to be getting to episode 52 on week 52, but you know what? It is what it is. We needed a little break, and we're going to get that little break. Welcome back. It is the last episode until I shave the beard for Movember and just keep the stash. So, yeah, this is the last week of the beard for about a month because we're going straight stash. Now, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing with the stash. Got a few options right now. I don't know if I just right now, the thing that I really want to do is go with the twirl. But I will say one side is longer than the other, so we're going to have to do some trimming. If that doesn't work, I'm just going to be going straight dirty stash, like Austin Matthews style. So, yeah, this is going to be the last week with the beard for probably a little while. Not a little while. It's Movember. But, yeah, trying to figure out stuff for Movember. What I'm going to be doing. So this is me announcing that I will be doing Movember again this year. I will be doing it alone because life happens, and yeah. But yeah, I'll be doing this year alone. So I'm going to try and go the same goal that I had last year for like the personal goal, and that's going to be $500 for the donations. So yeah, I'm going to figure out things that I can do to get people to donate. But yeah, the Movember link will be in the, what's it called? I'm going to try and put the Movember link in my link tree. Don't really remember it, be honest with you. But yeah, if anything, the link will be in my bio. Links will also be in the descriptions for the YouTube. And I think I can try and get it onto the Spotify. I can't remember how to do it. I'm going to add the link to the Spotify as well, or whatever, to the podcast pages. Links will be in my bio on Instagram. So it's easier if you just do that. Or I think you can just look me up, Vincenzo Bonavoda, on Movember. So yeah, if you want to donate, that would be amazing. This year, again, I'm trying to go for $500. I feel like I can smash that goal. Hopefully. I will also be putting my own money into the donation, not just to try and get it to $500, but Movember is something big that I'm pretty much into. But yeah, so if anything, I'll talk more about it next week when we actually get into November. But again, I'm especially trying to raise awareness for men's mental health. It's a big thing, and I feel like we need to be more open about it. I think we need to, there's still a stigma with mental health when it comes to men. And it sucks for people to fucking hear, but there's such thing as stigma towards men's mental health still. As much as you may want to ignore it, as much as you may want to downplay it, what is it, like 80% of men commit suicide? Sorry. I think it's 80% of suicides are men. Bad with numbers, bad with English. What are you going to do? But men's mental health is huge. Mental health is huge in general. Let's just say that. It doesn't matter if it's men's, women's, whatever the fuck. Mental health is huge in general. Let's get that out of the way. I think there's still a stigma towards men's mental health. So let's try and end that still. Let's end that. Let's get that fucking stigma out of here. No more stigma. Stop the stigma, as my high school used to say. Anyways, but yeah, this year I'm going to be doing something different with Movember. Last year I said that if we raise $1,000 for the team page, that I'll go out into the street wearing the Habs jersey. That didn't happen. We were continuously in lockdown here and there. So I decided to just wear the jersey on the podcast and talk about how great Montreal is right before the playoffs started. Hindsight, shouldn't have done that with the whole playoff fiasco that happened with the Leafs. And I'm going to talk about the Leafs in a second. More specifically, the fan base. But shouldn't have worn that jersey. Fuck the Habs. They kind of stink right now. So anyways, whatever. But yeah, I'm going to try and figure out some things that I can do for Movember. I might do like live videos for like workouts and stuff because I am planning on doing moving as well as donating the money. If I can just get into my Movember page real quick, that might help me out. Because that I gotta take a look at the options. I'm trying to raise $500. I'm also trying to move as much as possible. There's like the option to be moving, and if you can't raise the money, you can also move. So like, be honest with you, I would like, what's it called? Not recognition. I don't like the recognition. What is the word? I can't. What the fuck is the word? Getting eyes to this is probably just as much as a help as it would be if it's just raising money. So, I will be doing some stuff for Movember on like Instagram and stuff. So keep an eye on that. If I can just get into my Movember page. What the fuck is my password again? Oh boy. Hold on. Give me a second. What's my email? That's my email. I can never remember where everything is. Give me a second. I gotta remember what my email is. What was my thing again? Am I going to have to reset my password? Or is that the team password? Is that not it? Create a password. No. Why am I signing up? I'm trying to log in. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm just an idiot. Login. That was sign up that I clicked. Give me a real quick second. What the fuck is my password? I have my password on my phone. Thing is, my phone is the thing that I'm recording the video on. So that might be tough. What is my password? You know what? We're just going to reset the password. Yeah, we're just going to do that. I can't remember my password, so give me a second. But what am I saying? As we get into this, I want to do some things for Movember. I don't just want the money. I also want people to understand. I want to bring... Oh my God, what is the word? Why is it that every time I need to fucking remember, I need to like say something, I can never remember the word? Oh, I hate this. I can't remember the word. I actually can't remember the word. But anyways, this is boring. I'm sorry. But I really want to get back into talking about Movember. Cool. Thanks. Why? You know those moments where you're trying to reset the password, but it tells you the password is that you already use this password, and you tried putting in that password, didn't work? Yeah, that. So now I got to figure out another one. Okay. This is very boring What do you mean? How is this possible? Okay. You know what? There we go. This should work. What do you mean? What? Oh, did it like reset? Did it reset? I have no idea what's going on here. I'm so stupid when it comes to technology. What? Give me a second. I cannot figure this out for my life. Why is nothing showing? Oh, there we go. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna fucking get this. I'm so stupid right now. That's not what I wanted. Oh, I'm so sorry if this is boring to you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, there we go. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. We're in. Took me a while, but we're in. But anyways, I want to do some things for what's it called? I'm stupid. Hold on. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to figure this out because I'm just looking at the what's it called? Would you like to rejoin your team from last year? No thanks. Bye. See ya. Cool. So that's figured out now. Anyways, I'm trying to raise awareness. That's the word. That's the word. I'm trying to raise awareness for men's health. So yeah, that's basically what I want to do. So the things that I'm going to be doing, finally it took me a while to get into saying that, figuring out the word and talking about what I want to talk about, because I just could not figure out this page for if my life like depended on it. So I want to do some things to help bring awareness to it. So instead of just raising money, I want to do things to show how I deal with my mental health. For one is doing this, because starting a podcast is cheaper than therapy, but that's a joke. I will admit that I have done counseling sessions. I won't talk about them because why the fuck would I be talking about that? But I will admit that I have done counseling for a number of things. I've had anxiety in the past. I deal with, I don't know if I've never been diagnosed, but I know how I feel in a way, but I also don't like to say, oh, I'm anxious, I'm this, I'm that, because I'm not actually diagnosed, so I tend to stay away from saying that. But I do have moments where I do feel anxious. Like this fucking weather change, the seasonal change just fucks with me. And it fucks me so much, like without lube too, that I'm constantly tired. I'm always sleeping. I have no motivation. But you gotta push through that sometimes. And I'm still learning to push through that. You just learn along the way. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but whatever. It is what it is. I just want to bring awareness to how I deal with it and how you can probably deal with it. So I want to do like live videos here and there. I would like to do stuff for Movember where I do live videos for my workouts, but I'm also a little shy about that because I don't want people to think, wow, what a douchebag, because I don't like doing that stuff. I just like to work out in peace. I don't want to have to entertain people when I'm trying to, do squats or lunges. And then everybody's a fucking... So every time you post a workout or something, somebody is fucking Chris... what's his name? Chris Bumstead all of a sudden who... Oh, no, you're doing this wrong. You're doing that wrong. And I get there's criticism that you got to take, like constructive criticism. But just some people like to just criticize everything that you do when you're working out. So I'll figure it out, but who knows? I'm going to figure things out along the way. I want to do some things just to either raise money or just even raise awareness is what I'd be happy with. But like I said, $500 is the target this year as well. Or as... Why did I say as well? As usual. Doing it by myself. I know, even if if you can't donate, just raising or just showing awareness is, like I said, enough for me. Like I said, I'll be donating my own money. You don't need to donate your money, especially if, you're still affected by COVID. And, money can be difficult, especially with all this CERB stuff ending, which, good or bad, it sucks that some people don't have an income. So if you can't afford to donate, I think I'm way too close to the microphone. If you can't afford to donate, that's completely fine with me. I'm fine with that. I'm not begging for donations. I'm not forcing people to donate. I would just like for people to be aware of everything that's going on with men's health. Educate yourself. Even if you're a guy, men don't know things about their own health. Testicular cancer, prostate cancer, heart disease is a huge one. Just educate yourself, even on your mental health, your mental well-being. Educate yourself. That's all I'm asking for. I don't care if you donate. The reason why I do this is just because I want awareness out there for not just like the women out there who are like, I don't know, who there's people who talk shit, whatever, but men out there to educate themselves for this stuff, because this stuff is important. It's like especially like this last few years, I've really understood that my body, you only get one body. Take care of it. And that goes for not just like your body, because you can work out your body all you want, but if you don't take care of up here, your body ain't gonna, there's no point in having a healthy body if you don't got a healthy mind. But yeah, I feel like this hasn't been a very funny episode. It's been a pretty serious one. But yeah, now that the Movember's out of the way, me talking about Movember, like I said, I'm gonna be talking about it a little bit more next week, probably throughout the month. Something I'm gonna be talking about throughout the year, but is the Leafs. But one thing I only want to talk about once and just bring up once is the fucking fan base. Well, sports fan bases in general, because I noticed, and I'm gonna say this real quick. I thought Leaf fans were bad. Now, soccer fans, they're passionate. Like, soccer fans, especially in like Europe, are very passionate. In Europe, soccer is life. Or sorry, football or calcio, whatever. Fuck off. Soccer is a huge thing. But one fan base, Napoli is a team that I don't like. The fan base over there is fucked, whatever. Okay? Napoli is one thing. One thing I really noticed, especially with the ones in Toronto, Inter fans. Other than my nonno, because my nonno, God bless his soul, he is not like any fan that you see today. My nonno's like, they win. They lose. I don't care. They don't pay my bills. And I started to take that into consideration for myself. As much as the Leafs have stunk this year, they don't pay my bills. I pay them, basically. So who fucking cares? But Inter fans. Inter played Juve this weekend. And it was a game. Inter was winning 1-0. And a last-second penalty occurs. Now, TLN wasn't watching or wasn't showing the game, so they didn't really get to watch it. But Inter fans, not everything that happens to your team when it comes to you guys playing Juve is cheating. So shut the fuck up. I thought Montreal Canadian fans were crybabies until Inter plays Juve. And if Inter beats Juve, being on Instagram sucks. When Inter beats Juve, it's worse because the Inter fans are never shutting up. Oh my, and I have nothing against the fans. Like, you want to celebrate, or I have nothing against teams celebrating a win. But Let's not ignore the fact that you guys are insufferable when your team wins. The same way as a lot of fan bases are insufferable when your team wins. Inter is just the one that I'm picking on right now. Wow. You guys won a Serie A championship. But one thing that always gets brought up when I talk about Juve, they haven't won a Champions League since 1996. Whoop-de-fucking-do. That's fantastic. I didn't bring up anything to bring up that argument, to bring up that fact. I'm just saying that, I just bring up the fact that, hey, Juve won, 9 years in a row? The Serie A? When was the last time that Inter won the Serie A, other than last year? But, Inter won the Champions League more recently. That's cool. I've seen Juve win more champions, or win more Serie A titles than you've been able to remember. Like, the Inter fans are insufferable. And I'm saying that as a Juve fan. Juve fans are insufferable. For some reason, the Inter fans on my Instagram don't shut up when they beat Juve. They're quiet every other game. But when they beat Juve, it's like they won the Serie A. It's like they won Champions League. It's like, okay, we got it. You guys beat a fucking team. That's how sports work. Cool. Oh, but they cheated. They this and that a long time ago. Motherfucker. It was a long time ago. If it happens now, what happens now? If it comes out that they cheated, they cheated. But let's not ignore the fact that a lot of the Serie A titles that Juve won, the last 9 Serie A titles that they won is because they were the best team in the Serie A. You're telling me that Inter was going to win the Serie A championship with Shaqiri being their best player a couple years ago? You think they were going to win when, what's his name? Nakatomo. What the fuck is that guy's name? Was their left back? Who did Inter have a couple years ago that was actually going to win the Serie A for them? The only team that I think that got fleeced out of the Serie A championship when Juve was playing well, at least from what I can remember. We're going back. This has been going on for a long time ago. The most recent one that I can remember where Juve really fleeced a team was Napoli. But they also had It started off at a shit start that season, which I will say this season kind of reminds me of that season. This season that I'm talking about, it was this jersey over here, 2016-17. No, 2015-16. Sorry. Juve kind of started off shitty that year. Napoli came out on strong. All of a sudden, Juve finds their form again, and they're smashing teams. And Napoli couldn't find their pace. Napoli started to fall off. So, by saying that Juve cheats still, you're making it seem like, for one, so as if soccer isn't fucking corrupt. Like, are you serious? It's the most corrupt sport in the world. It's one of the reasons why I almost fell out of... I fell out of love with it. 2, shut the fuck up. It's a game. Why am I having to tell people to calm down? It's only a game. Like, I have been very calm when it comes to sports lately. I will say that. I go into seasons now. Like now, I go into seasons now with low expectations. Like no expectations at all. Where it's, hey, they make the playoffs, they make the playoffs. Like with Italy winning the Euro Cup, I literally went into the Euro Cup with, hey, I feel like they'll make it out of the round of 16, but if they make it, they make it to the quarterfinals, I'll be happy. They won the fucking thing. This season with the Leafs, hey, they make the playoffs, that's cool. They don't make it past the first round, what are you going to do? Hopefully they can make it to the second round. And we see what happens. I don't fucking care what happens. People got to calm it down with sports, and I shouldn't be telling you that. I should not be telling people to calm down with sports, because with the amount of jerseys that I own, with how much I used to scream about the Leafs, I should not be telling people that. I have no grounds to be telling people that. But Inter fans, calm down. Juve didn't cheat that game. Your team just gave up a fucking penalty. Now, speaking of the Leafs, you're not off the hook, Leaf fans, because I'm going to tell you this right now. when the Leafs win the Stanley Cup, I better be the only fucking Leaf fan there. Maybe a few other people, but I better be the only fucking Leaf fan there. Oh, but we're fed up as a fan base. Whoop-de-fucking-do. What do they owe you? Oh, Mitch Marner did. Peter Holland brought up a great point last night. And I'm going to paraphrase it because I'm not going to be bringing up. He tweeted, it was a whole thread, 6 tweets. If you want to go find it, go find it. Peter Holland was talking about Mitch Marner last night. And I feel like that is the optimism that we need in Leafs Nation. Talking about how, you know what? Let me just bring it up real quick because he brought up very good points with Marner. Talking about how, like, you at home, screaming or whatever, tweeting at Mitch Marner. He knows. Uh-oh, what's this? Here's our Huh. Okay. That's one thing, but I'll be honest with you, kind of funny. What was I looking for? Peter Holland. That's what I'm looking for. Talking like screaming at Twitter, saying that Mitch Marner stinks and whatever. He sees these tweets. Okay. All right. So this is what Peter Holland said. This was yesterday in the morning too. I never realized that. I'll talk about I'll just say the first tweet and gonna just talk about it from there. I don't want to be reading the entire thing because I'll be honest with you, I just kind of scanned through everything. Hey Leaf Nation, I know things aren't off to a hot start right now, and I know that's frustrating. But guess what? Mitch isn't at home counting his money. My guess, he's struggling with the amount of pressure he's putting on himself to perform so that this Leaf team can live up to everyone's lofty expectations for them. So instead of writing about your wish list of replacement guys you'd rather have that Mitch is overpaid, concocting hypothetical trades that involve getting rid of him, calling Dubas an idiot, or other unhelpful energy, how about we take a second and direct our passion into a constructive manner? That's about 3 tweets long, by the way. Not going to be reading the rest. I just want to break that down into what he said. A lot of you people at home, you armchair coaches or armchair players, the things that you guys are saying, Mitch Marner basically already knows. Saying that he isn't good enough. He needs to bring up his work ethic, this and that. Mitch Marner. What? Okay, sorry. Mitch Marner is very hard on himself. And for those of you who think that he's just at home counting his money, that's probably not the case. You don't make it to the NHL just like that. Mitch Marner is an NHL player. He is probably one of the best wingers in the NHL, as you can say. He has so much talent. He is a hard worker. Like, this is me, like, personally saying this. Now, I don't talk about the relationship that my dad had with his dad because, like, that didn't really, whatever. But I will say he is definitely a hard worker. When Mitch Marner got drafted into the NHL, that same summer, I was invited to go watch one of his practices. It was him and Christian Dvorak at the practice because they are very good friends. It was a training session, not a practice. I was invited to go watch him and Dvorak train. That's cool. I got my charger stuck here. I got invited to watch him and Dvorak train for the upcoming, junior season, I guess you could say. Tell you this right now. Mitch Marner had fun at that training. Like, yes, he fools around a lot. He is still basically a kid mentally, but he works hard. This is a kid who wants to be better. So this isn't, if he wanted to just sit around and count his money, he wouldn't look the way that he looks. He would look like Phil Kessel if, He would basically look like Phil Kessel. He would be someone who, like, you don't look like that if you don't care. If you don't want to be better. He is trying his best. You got to realize, he not only has to deal with the pressure of playing with Leafs Nation, he has to play with the pressure that he puts on himself. Because people who want to be better put pressure on themselves. And as a human, you can tell that he is dealing with that pressure, and he is not dealing with it in a fun way. So to be tweeting him, or tweeting at the Leafs, trade Marner 1-for-1. I saw somebody wanted to trade Marner 1-for-1 for Seth Jones. That's the same type of person. Trading Marner 1-for-1 for Seth Jones is basically the equivalent of watching Dave Chappelle's special and calling him transphobic without watching, not watching his special and calling him and canceling him. Seth Jones is one of the most overrated players in the league. Mitch Marner, sure, he's a little overrated. He's making money where it's... Mitch Marner makes, criticism type money. Where, yeah, you can critique his every move you want. But do it in a manner where it's actual constructive criticism. Not just calling him lazy, not just saying this, not just saying that. Because remember, you aren't an NHL player. This is coming from an NHL player. Someone who has played in the NHL. Someone who has dealt with the pressures of playing for the Leafs. Playing in Toronto. Mitch Marner has to deal with the pressure of playing in Toronto. There's a reason why players are afraid to come here. Mike Babcock said that he wanted to make it safe for players to come play in Toronto. That's not the case with this fan base. Every time something bad happens, it's like somebody has to fucking call out the Leafs as if you're the fucking GM. Who are you? You didn't even make it past select. What are you talking about that the Leafs need to do this and do that? You can't even backskate. You're going to be telling Marner that he stinks or Nylander's lazy. Matthews needs to get traded. Oh, Matthews isn't going to come back. Shut the fuck up. Like, who are you? Who do you think you are? The entitlement that is in Leafs Nation. I am a diehard Leaf fan. Like, you have to see the jerseys that I own. It's stupid. You look at the amount of jerseys I say, and you look at me and I'm sick. Not sick. Like, you're sick, dude. Not sick in the fucking head. This is why I'm saying the Stanley Cup parade better be empty in Toronto. Better be empty. I better be one of like 50 people there. Because the amount of shit talk that happens. And I've been saying it, sure, that this Leafs team stinks. But they stink right now. That doesn't mean tomorrow they're not going to play great. They won last night against the Blackhawks. Which, fuck the Blackhawks, by the way. That's another story for another time. I don't know if I'm going to have time to talk about it now. But that's definitely a story that it has to be talked about. If anything, I'm going to talk about it later. Fuck you for... Sorry, that was a fuck you to the Blackhawks. That just came out. I don't know why. But to Leafs Nation, all I'm asking is calm down. We need to realize that the things that we're saying to a lot of these players, they can see it. Okay? And sure, it's, they got to grow thick skin. Yeah, they got to grow thick skin, but it gets to a certain point where Toronto's a big fucking city. We have a lot of people here. So that's a lot of voices tweeting at these players. And I'm just talking about Toronto, not the GTA. I'm just talking about Toronto. Then you have the surrounding cities with the fans there. And then you have other people from parts of Canada that cheer for the Leafs. Then you're going to have other people in parts of North America cheering for the Leafs. You're going to have people around the world cheering for the Leafs. These are human beings. So take that into consideration before you tweet at Marner or tell him to go fuck himself. I hope you get traded for this person. I hope you get traded for that person. We should trade this person for that. We should trade this person for Marner. Or trade away Nylander for this was the craziest one, trading away Nylander for Nick Ritchie and Josh Manson, which now Nick Ritchie is on the Leafs. Like, we're looking at these people as if they don't have, like, I get it, feelings. It's like your feelings get hurt sometimes, but don't, like, the easiest thing for me to say is don't be a cunt. Don't be one. Like, Leafs Nation is so incredibly toxic sometimes. And I hate using that word, toxic, but it just describes this fan base perfectly. Oh, but I'm sick and tired of all the losing. Okay, so what are you going to do about it? Oh, but they need to be better. Okay, so what are you going to do about it? You can't do anything. You have nothing to control over here. But we've been waiting for them to do something for so long. I am 21 years old. The only thing I get to say is I saw Austin Matthews get drafted first overall. What do I get to say? Oh, they made the playoff. I haven't made it past the first round since 2004. I was 4 years old the last time they made the playoffs. You think I'm going to go around saying, oh, yeah, I saw the Leafs make it past the second round. Or, sorry, they made it past the second round in 2004. I was 4 years old. What do you think I cared about when I was 4 years old? As much as I liked the Leafs, as much as I was a Leaf fan, per se, I didn't give a fuck. I was too busy building Legos, doing the same shit that I do now. Building Legos, watching Star Wars. I was getting ready for Revenge of the Sith to come out. I haven't experienced anything as a Leaf fan. What have I experienced? And you're over here. Most people got to experience the 90s. So most people got to experience Wendell Clark, the fun parts of the Matt Sundin era. I'm one of the biggest Matt Sundin fans there are. He is the reason why I'm such like a stupid Leaf fan. But what did I get to experience with him? I barely got to see them in the playoffs. I was 4 years old, like I said. I hated the Leafs for the 2009 season because Matt Sundin didn't resign. But some people hate the Leafs even though they're a Leaf fan. I love the Leafs. I'm not a hater. Whatever happens, happens. And I'm not putting myself on this pedestal with the Leafs. Oh, do this same thing as I'm doing. No, I'm just asking to calm down. Winning takes time. Winning isn't something that happens right away. The Blackhawks, even though fuck them, not everybody's going to be the Blackhawks. Which again, fuck them. You know what? I'm not going to give them recognition. Let's just talk about not everybody's going to be Sidney Crosby. Some people are going to be Alex Ovechkin. Sidney Crosby won his first Stanley Cup, 4 years into the league? 5 years? He was drafted in 2005, won his first Stanley Cup in 2009, so 4 years. Made the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time in 3 years. Not everybody's going to be Sidney Crosby. Some people got to be the Tampa Bay Lightning. Some people got to be Alex Ovechkin. You got to lose. Some people are going to be... Stevie Yzerman didn't win his first Stanley Cup till he was 32. Alex Ovechkin didn't win his first Stanley Cup till he was 32. Stamkos is 30, finally won his first Stanley Cup 2 years ago. Tampa Bay had to get swept by the Columbus Blue Jackets to win their first Stanley Cup. Since 2004. To win a Stanley Cup, I mean. Not their first Stanley Cup, but their first Stanley Cup since 2004. Their second Stanley Cup. Whatever. You need to learn how to lose. You need to handle the losses. And with handling the losses is one thing. When you fuck up, you got to learn to recover from that. And it's hard to recover when you have millions of people screaming at you that you suck, that you need to get rid of this guy, you need to get rid of that guy, that this person needs to step up. It's a hard thing to do to recover like that. To recover from a loss like they lost against the Habs. Where after that, people were burning jerseys. I knew somebody that burned his jersey. And thank God that I don't talk to that person anymore. Because if you burnt your fucking jersey, you're a moron. You're actually a moron. For the person who threw his jersey, 3 games into the season, you're a moron. I'm going to be calling people out. Why are we doing this? This team already has enough pressure as is to play in this city. Adding to that pressure isn't going to help them win. You say that, oh, we're over here. It's like we're part of the team too. We pay this, we pay that. Okay, so be part of the team. You think they're in the locker room pointing fingers at each other? You think Austin Matthews is looking at fucking Justin Hall saying, dude, you stink? Or they're pointing fingers at Jack Campbell when he lets in a goal. If he were to let in a soft goal? No. You got to pick somebody up when they're down. The amount of tearing down that happens in this fan base, it's just, I don't know why you would want to sign for this team. Unless you're like Michael Bunting and you grew up a Leaf fan and you're willing to deal with this pressure. This fan base doesn't know how to act. Be honest with you, I don't think this fan base deserves a Stanley Cup. I don't think this fan base deserves the Stanley Cup parade. It doesn't. It doesn't. This is a sad fan base. This is a very sad fan base. And I fucking hate it sometimes. I love the team, hate the fucking fan base. It's just, like, I wanted this to be a fucking funny episode too, but the amount of garbage that has been happening lately, fuck. I gotta talk about the Blackhawks, that fucking stupid team. The garbage organization. I don't even give a fuck about the name or the logo. That's even the worst part about them. Garbage. Like, it's just, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this as a fan base? God, sports fans are toxic as fuck. God, I don't want to talk about whatever else. I just want to talk about good things. I'm about to start talking about my Lego collection just so you guys can at least laugh at how much of a dork I am. Oh, it's been a fucking shit hockey season, I'll be honest with you, for the start. I don't even give a fuck about the Leafs start. It's just been a fucking so much stuff just been going on. I don't even want to talk about the Blackhawks. Fuck them. Such a garbage organization. I'm happy the Leafs beat them last night. If they were to lose to the Blackhawks last night, I would have actually been mad. Like, I didn't talk about this because there wasn't a lot of stuff that came out. There was still, like, the investigation was still going on, so I didn't want to report about it, but I'm going to talk about it now, even though I don't like talking about this kind of stuff. But in terms of talking about Movember before, bringing awareness to men's mental health and whatever, this has to be talked about. So, I feel like this thing you know what? If I talk about it, because it's already been 42 minutes and I'm already tired as is, I feel like this needs its own episode. So if anything, I might just talk about it next week. And I gather more information on it because I don't want to do it blind. But fuck the Blackhawks. If you don't know what happened, there was a sexual assault in the Blackhawks organization, and this wasn't like a sexual assault on like an employee over there. This is an assault on a player that was swept under the rug for years, and there's been an investigation going on for the longest time now, and I think he said he got his vindication. So, like, I'll just say he came out. It was Kyle Beach. He talked that he was going by the John. He was the John Doe for the longest time. He finally revealed himself yesterday. I hope he gets his vindication. I think he said he got his vindication, and I'm happy for that. But it just sucks that it was swept under the rug for the longest time. And it goes to show that a lot of this stuff, where it's like, I don't even think that this is a hockey culture thing. I think this is just a culture that needs a change. I don't like talking about this stuff because it fucking sucks. And I don't like talking about shitty things on here. I just want to bring light. I want to talk about funny things, but this needs to be talked about. Do we know how to spell in this house? Sorry, I don't know what the fuck, but yeah. I'll talk about this another time. I'll talk about this next week, if anything. It's just, if you don't know about it, go read up on something. Go read an article. It's fucking gross. I don't even want to talk about it, to be honest with you. This isn't a sports podcast anymore. This is supposed to be comedy. But this needs to be talked about. It's disgusting what happened. And anybody who helped to cover it up, anybody who was a part of it in any other way, needs to be fucked off. That's just basically it. That's my opinion on it. Sexual assault is bad. Doesn't matter if you're a woman, if you're a guy. It doesn't really get brought up a lot for men. But if it happens, let's not sweep it under the rug. Let's bring it up. If you help to hide shit like this, fuck you. That's what I'm going to say about it. And I think that's basically what I need to say about it. I don't want to talk about this in full detail. I'd rather you go read an article because I'm not going to do it justice. I just get nervous talking about this stuff. I don't have that kind of confidence to talk about it. I'd rather just talk about funny things. I'd rather just bring light to shitty things sometimes. But I'm happy, guys. I'm happy if he I think he said that he felt vindicated. I'm happy if that's the case, but it sucks what happened. And it sucks that it took 11 years for it to get done. But fuck you, Chicago. I hope the worst happens to you. The city. Not the city. The team. The Blackhawks. Not the city. Yeah. I think that's going to be it for this week. I'm going to try and make it funnier next week, but this is going to be a long one. Yeah. You can follow me on Instagram at Bonavoda. Follow the podcast at Leading the Pack Pod. You can follow me on Twitter at Bonavoda_. Remember, you can find the link tree you can find the link to my Movember. I don't know if it's going to be part of my link tree. I'm going to try. I got to try and remember the password for it. But if not, links will be in my bio. Links will also be in the description of the YouTube video of this episode and the coming episodes for the month. But you can also just find me on Movember. You can just search me up on Movember. Just my name, Vincenzo Bonavoda. But yeah, that's going to be all this week. If you can donate, that'd be fantastic. If not, just educate yourself on men's health. Just educate yourself. I don't care I don't care what's between your legs. Educate yourself. Educate yourself on your health. Bring awareness to your health. Just be healthy. That's all I care about. Be happy, be healthy. That's it. I want to get this episode over with now. That's going to be it. Ciao.